Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be checking out this new set of gouache tempura that we got from our local Super U supermarket. Let's go! Okay, so in France, and they are nationwide, there are supermarkets called Super U, and they sell in different locations. You'll get bigger ones and smaller ones. So you'll have a hypermarché version and you'll have a regular supermarket version. And sometimes you'll have a really small one. They're still the same, but they will sell, much less. So we have a kind of medium-sized one. And then we have one that will deliver out of our department but is larger. So this has come from the larger option, and they sell in their stationery section a few paints that are aimed at school children. This was the most expensive one, which is just under €4, and you get 10 tubes of paint, 9 10mm tubes, 1 20mm tube of white, and 1 brush, which actually isn't looking that terrible, because normally paintbrushes are absolutely abysmal that come in painting sets, particularly the ones aimed at children. So let's see how easy it is to open it, because I bet I'll have to go and get my knife, but we'll see. So plastic everywhere. Aha! So we now have, it's like you lift these tabs off the locking system. I assume we have to do that on all of them. They lift up. Okay. Okay, and they all come off, and that's helpful. So then we've got you could use this as a palette for the 5 colours. So that's helpful. And I thought today, means we're testing them out, I will carry on using this lovely journal that I was gifted at Christmas. And you've also got the little dips here. So I'm just going to sit it on top of each other. This is the brush. It is looking a little bit cheapy, but what can we expect for the price? So I'm putting it in my water, because with all brushes you've got to get rid of that gum arabic. Even the cheap brushes will all come covered in gum arabic. So you can't really give them a fair chance until you have given them a good wash. And now, normally you should wash them in some gentle hand soap and warm water, and then give them a rinse before you use them. But I am a very lazy artist, and I rarely do that. Now already, are we getting any loose hair? Yep, we've got lots of loose hair coming out of here. I don't know if you can see that on my fingers. If I zoom in, put it on the paper there. We pull. See, now BB Craft was much better. I didn't get this kind of hair loss on the brushes at all. So this is what I always expect from cheap brushes. So we're not really going to be using that. I wasn't planning on anyway. But it is soft, I must say. Normally they can be quite, we'll see. Might be the end of it being pulled out. Yeah, I don't think any more's coming out. I'm tempted to try it to see what we get, but we'll see. Oh no, lots coming out now. Yeah, so that's a pointless brush. We'll bin that later. So what we'll do is get some of my BB Craft brushes from the caddy I made and see where we go with that. got the brushes. Now let's see if we can get into these tubes of paint. So they feel quite, you know, good, thick plastic, 10 mils. This is a spring green. I will use this little squeezy thing here. Okay, just a little there. So that's come out moist, so I'm impressed so far. As I say, my first experience with the French kids gouache, it was horrendous. I mentioned in another video, I think, that it was like when it dried on the canvas, it was all like chalk. It fell off the canvas. So these did have a rating, I have to admit. They were rated as the best and somebody said that it was very helpful for them during lockdown, that they had some, because it can be delivered from this particular supermarket, and it's rare to have home delivery in France, but this particular Super U does deliver. So it was nice to have during the lockdown some paint delivered, the lady said. And yeah, I think they're going to be quite good. Put some brown. Excellent. And now we will have a look at decorating this page. I'll get some of this red, adding a bit of water. And already I'm like, blimey, with the paint, it is much, much better than I was expecting. I mean, obviously you're not going to get light fastness, but it doesn't feel like it's full of binder. It's better than the De La Rowney Simply watercolour paint, because that was full of binder. It was like gloopiness. This is actually pigment. It's not going to be artist grade pigment, but it is nice. It's like regular gouache, which is really surprising. So yes, this is a leaf, but it reminded me of a heart, so I'm doing red. Forgot to add some water to them just to keep it moist. There we are. And now I think I will have a go with a larger brush and we'll do the background a little. So we'll have some of this yellow. You want to try and kind of mix so that you don't get lumpiness with the water. You want to try and mix it in the little well so that you get rid, it's more like a liquid than a blob, if that makes sense. So I think the little mixing well is quite useful, because you don't want to go straight with a blob of paint, because it gets into your bristles of your brush and is a bit, you know, it's not that good. Okay, So we're going to start with this. I mean, look at the vibrancy of that. It's much better than others I've used from the supermarket. And this is their own brand. You know, sometimes they really can amaze you. I've heard good things about the little paints, but I suspect these are going to put them to a test. I do. I think these will be a challenger to them in France. I don't shop at Lidl or Aldi or anywhere, but I just think these paints are going to be a challenge to them. Okay, let's have this. I'm being quite quick because remember, this is not watercolour paper, this is in a journal, and we'll finish off in a time lapse.